Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike. Hari Om Tat Sat. You know the blessings of Radha Damodar by reciting few of the verses from Balamangal Thakur from Krishna Karnamrita, which is related to this particular pastime. There are 72 verses. It will recite few of them connected to this Lord Krishna binding. Yashoda Mai binding Lord Krishna. This is in 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter number 9. This particular pastime is described. You just need to repeat the last line. The rest of the verse it will be difficult for you. क्रीडन्तम् अन्तर्व्रजम् आत्मनं स्वं समं वयस्यै पशुपालबालै प्रेम्णा यशोदप्रज्वाह कृष्णं गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति यशोदया गादम् उलोकलेन गोकन्तपासेन निमध्यमानम् रुरोदमन्दम् नवनीतभोजी गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति निजाङ्गने कङ्कणकेलिलोलम् गोपी गृहीत्वा नवनीतगोलम् आमार्दयत्पानितलेन नेत्रे गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गृहे गृहे गोपवधू कदम्बा सर्वे मिलित्वा समवाय योगे पुण्यानि नामानि पतन्ति नित्यम् गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति मन्दारमूले वदनाभिरामम् बिम्बाधरे पूरितवेणुनादम् गोगोप गोपीजनमध्य संस्थम् गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति. Radha Damodar ki jai. Let us read the translation of this. In Vrajadam, Krishna was playing with his playmates, the boys of his age who protected the animals with great love. Mother Yashoda called out to her own son, O Govinda, Damodara, Madhava. Being firmly tied up to the grinding mortar with a cow's rope by Mother Yashoda, the plunderer of the butter softly whimpered, Govinda, Damodara, Madhava. In his own courtyard, Krishna was carelessly playing with a bracelet. So the gopi took a ball of butter to him and shutting his eyes with her palm, she distracted him. Oh Govinda, Damodara, Madhava, guess what I have for you. In house after house, groups of cowherd ladies gather on various occasions. And together they always chant the transcendental names of Krishna, Govinda, Damodara, and Madhava. His face is pleasing, and the flute at his lips is filled with divine sound. Amidst the cows, gopas, and gopis, he stands at the base of a coral tree, Govinda, Damodara, and Madhava. ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तों की जय। Everybody understands English? Yes? Anybody doesn't understand? Okay, good. I don't need to speak in Hindi. I need to train myself. So this is in Srimad Bhagavatam, this particular pastime. Sukadeva Goswami is narrating to Parikshit Maharaj. It's an elaborate pastime, but we will read also some sweet pastime. But before that, we should discuss a few points. Uh, some of the things, learning lessons, take away. So 10th canto, 9th chapter, verse number 18, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Swamatur Svinna Gatraya Visrasta Kavarasraja Parisramam Krishna Krupaya Asi Swabandhane. Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj that one day, as this pastime is going on, Lord Krishna stole the batter and then he broke the pot, jumping on the ulukala grinding mortar, and started eating, distributing to his friends and also to the monkeys and others. This is what is happening. And then Yasodamai coming, running back and saw what's happening. And so where she was churning the butter and she didn't see Krishna and she saw that broken pot. Then immediately she ran on the path. So where Krishna, because Krishna ate some of it on the way, and then she could see the footsteps, padachihna, footsteps on the way. So Racharya has explained that padachihna means the path. If you want to understand, if you want to spiritualize our consciousness, if you want to attain perfection, if you want to feel some pleasure in the heart, then we need to follow the path of the great Mahajans, great devotees, Kabir, Surdas, Prabhupada, Ramanacharya, Madhvacharya, Embarkacharya, six Goswamis. Then we can understand. So these are the path. Lord Krishna left the path. So the Parampara Acharyas, Lord is very mercifully coming to give us, as is giving us the chance to see him through Archa Vigraha. So in the all our established temples in all over the world, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya is gone as established. We also have here in central New Jersey, Radha Shyamsundar Mandir, and all other bona fide acharyas temples, four bona fide sampradaya, Ramanacharya, Madhvacharya, they all have established these temples because Lord wants to give us chance. He wants to reclaim all of us back home, back to Godhead, into the spiritual world from here. So that's why he's expanding himself as Archa Vigraha, then he's expanding himself as Shastra, so that he, by reading and understanding from the books, spiritual books, especially Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, we can understand what we are supposed to do, what we are not supposed to do, what is this Vedic culture, Sanatana Dharma slash Bhagavad Dharma, and, and then Sadhu and Guru. So Archa Vigraha, Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. So because Shastra, when we read, we can't understand. Just like in material education, we all went to schools. We went to the colleges. We didn't self read. We had to go to the classes and hear from the teachers. Mm. Same thing here also. We need Shastra cannot be understood by ourselves. We need a expert Acharya Guru through who himself has learned it from his another Acharya, Parampara Acharyas, and then he is following it down in disciplic succession. It is called transparent via media, like a postman delivering the post without adding, subtracting, as it is. Whatever you give, he gives it to the destination address. That is what spiritual master means. He is a representative on behalf of the Lord. His job is to take us and give us the knowledge and then purify us and then present it to Lord Krishna through the parampara. This is the process. That's why you see on the altar, spiritual master, Prabhupada, and the Radha Damodar. This is always the process. Mm. And so that's why Shastra needs enlightenment from Shastra needs. You need a sadhu and guru. Guru sometimes may be there in person, may not be there all the time. Then you need another sadhu to make sure we are following the right path. We have questions, and then we are being guided, and that person is also fully aligned with the Acharya Parampara. So that's what this path of Padachihna, leaving Krishna behind, so is nothing but indicating us how we should follow the path. So none of us as parents, mother, father, we don't like the children to go astray and do whatever they like, not following basic etiquette, basic standards. So no father, mother will like it, neither India nor all over the world, wherever. Same thing here. Supreme Father also has the same concern for all of us. So that's why he wants us to follow the path chalked out by him, which he explained in Bhagavad Gita. Through this pastime is also is giving us that please follow the process which I have given. So it's not complicated; it's a simple process. But you need to have a heart to understand that. If you have a weakness in the heart, that is the second lesson. Which this is the actual important lesson is there. The weakness of the heart. That is the problem we have. That is the problem statement. So before that, we understand this path, understand the Shastra's enlightenment through Archa Vigraha. We regularly take darshan of the Lord in the temple, especially Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, Lord Krishna. Uh, and then we understand Shastra through association of devotees as we are assembled here through Parampara. So through Guru, we have heard it and we are repeating the same message. So the Shastra, Sadhu, Guru, and the Lord Archa Vigraha. So that we are in the right path, we are rightly situated, rightly cultivated, rightly cultured. This is called Vedic culture, Sanatana Dharma, Bhagavad Dharma. These are the so these are the things which first we have to understand. So in this specific verse, it is mentioned here, Swamatur Svinna Gatraya, as Lord Krishna ran away and he did all these naughty activities. So because he's a trickster, he can do all these things because to attract, he's been attracted in the heart. So Lord Krishna cannot be controlled, cannot be bound by anybody in this world. But he can be bound only by only one weapon, that is love. So by pure unconditional love, one has whoever has it, then he will be bound. He'll be attracted by them. So that's what Yashodamai did because she has love. So but Krishna didn't immediately. He's also showing the path there, indicating something. Swamatur means his own mother, Krishna's own mother, Svinna Gatraya. So she's running with a stick, never seen before. Krishna never saw Yasodamai running behind. As we are going to sing the second verse, pay attention to second verse. In the 8 verses which we are going to sing, it is called Damodar Astakam. Astakam is 8. Damodar means Dama and Udara. Dama means a rope, Udara means belly. Lord Krishna was bound by so the ropes of love and affection of Yasodamai. So he allowed. When did he allow? Swamatur Svinna Gatraya, after so much endeavor, running behind with a stick, then he said, Visrasta Kavaras Raja. The way she was perspiring, that Visrasta, so all the hair, the flowers on the head, the hair is falling down. Kavaras Raja. So, and then it is mentioned Parisramam Swa Krishna, Parisramam. Great endeavor, perspiring and great endeavor, lot of hard labor she did because 3:30 in the morning before 4 o'clock. She started this churning and everything, making butter, yogurt, all these things for Krishna's pleasure. And then this whole day pastime is going on. She tried to bind Krishna with so many ropes, not possible. He didn't allow. But after so much hard labor, that means endeavor. We have to do our duty. We have to be responsible as a father, mother, as responsible as a child. Whatever we are supposed to do, we should do that duty. We can't give up that duty because it is difficult, it's too cold, too hot, or too difficult, too much study, I can't study. No, we are supposed to do what we are expected to do. This is the responsible position one should do. So that's what here also Yasodhama is doing her, but not by as a duty. Initially, it is a duty, but actually, it has to be done with love. Then Krishna will be born. So that's what here also Krishna is showing. Parisramam Swa Krishna. For Krishna's pleasure, she tried with hard labor. Then, by seeing that hard labor, then Krupaya Asi Swa Bandhane. Krupaya means he showered mercy. Lord Krishna, seeing her endeavor, then he showered the mercy. So same thing. So that means Lord Krishna was bound by Yasodamai. In another sense, in all the pure devotees' heart, Lord Krishna is captured in the heart. He's been bound, shackled by Krishna's love. Rudantam muhur netra yugmam rajantam karam bhoja yugmena satanka netra. Muhuswasa kampa trire kanka kanta stita graivam damodaram bhakti badam. Bhakti is used, that is love. Badam means bound. So any devotee who is trying to develop this love, follow in the footsteps of Yasodamai, unconditional love, so Krishna will be captured in their heart. We have one problem though. So that is the weakness of the heart. We are not as strong as Yasodamai's love. So our love is somewhere else, misplaced. So, that is the instruction for us through this pastime. So finally, Krishna allowed. So that means we have to endeavor it to come out from the weakness of the heart. We are right now. Uh, Krishna is bound in the heart of the devotees right now. We are being bound not by Krishna's love, but we are being bound by the so this material energy consists of three modes: sattva, rajas, tamo, guna. We are being bound with these three ropes. Now we have to transform those three ropes into actually uh, the pure unconditional love for the Supreme Lord through the previous acharyas. And Prabhupada explains nicely that means one needs to take shelter. As the kids are taking shelter of the father, mother, following their, so properly utilizing things, the money, the car, the cell phone, everything. So it has a proper utilization. So according to their followings here also, Lord expects us that He is giving the facilities, but we should use it carefully, utilize it. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, that means we need to take shelter means surrender has to be there. But to surrender, there is a two problems. Prabhupada explains. Where in the last chapter, of course, everybody knows Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Saranam Braja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Isyami Masucha. Everybody following their dharma duties. But actual real duty is missing. The Atma, so duty of the Atma, soul to super soul, that is missing. That means without having Krishna in our life, we are trying to do everything else, not following his instruction, not taking shelter. Like the child is trying to do, not telling mother and father, see what I got, Baba. So I got new car, sports car. So that may be, we haven't told anything. We just used a father's card and purchased it and brought it home. So how does father feel? It won't be a right situation. Later on, you'll be all right. What to do? What to you? At least he's telling. Many children may not even tell that. So what can be done? Something is better than nothing. So the Lord is expecting us to follow some proper process, proper guidelines, and take His shelter. So follow what is being instructed in Bhagavad Gita. So chapter 15, Prabhupada is speaking specifically in the 15th chapter. In this whole month, we are supposed to read this Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, Purushottam Prapti Yoga, Purna Purushottam Krishna. There, Prabhupada is specifically mentioning the last verse. Iti guhyatamam shastram idam mukta mayanaga. Oh Arjuna, sinless Arjuna, This is the most confidential knowledge we ever understood. Kruta Krutyascha Bharata. Buddhiman Shat. He will become perfect in his intelligence. He will have purified intelligence. He will not have contamination. Intelligence will not be contaminated by these three modes. One who understand what is the essence. Prabhupada writing the last paragraph is very important. In the whole Bhagavad, this is very important purport and the last line, last paragraph. Prabhupada writing. If one wants to surrender unto the Supreme Lord, one has to take shelter. Then there are two weaknesses. The first, these weakness has to be given up. The first weakness, Prabhupada calls it desire to enjoy separately from the Lord. This is the first weakness. This chapter has 20 verses. The first 5 verses is telling how to remove the weakness in the heart. First 5 verses. The rest of the 5 verses is telling how to not be attracted further. First reason for the weakness, first weakness, two weaknesses Prabhupada is telling why person cannot surrender, why person cannot follow. As children also have a weakness in the heart, they don't want to follow their mother and father. Same reason you can apply here also. Little more philosophical, little more understanding has to be there here. The first one, Prabhupada is explaining that the weakness in the heart is desire to lord it, desire to enjoy separately from the Lord. Mm. That means independent of the parents, independent of the Supreme Father. Mm. So that is the first weakness. The second weakness, Prabhupada is telling, now so we are trying to lord it over, attracted, illusory pleasure, we are overly attached, or trying to over enjoy ourselves. Mm. First is having a desire itself. uh, Desire to do something against father and mother, supreme father and supreme mother, Radha and Krishna, Sita Ram, Lakshmi Narayan. They are our father and mother. Where is the verse? You have to prove everything by the reference from the Shastra. Pitahamasya Jagato Mata Data Pitama. Chapter 9, Lord Krishna himself is making this statement. I am the father, I am the mother. Lord is making his statement. So because we have come from him, so that's why he is the ultimate supreme father and mother. So that's why we should abide by his orders and instructions. And so that is the two problems. First weakness is desire, having a desire to not to follow, not to abide. Second is further lording it over the material nature. Desire is the first cause to fall down to into this material world. Second is further going on, not realizing that desire, having a wrong desire, and then going on further with it. Not understanding the problem and not ready to rectify either. So these are the two weaknesses which will not allow the person to take shelter of father and mother. So the Supreme Lord and not, cannot surrender. So this one has to realize the fact. Here Krishna is bound by Yasodamai because Yasodamai is following in the footsteps of the Supreme Lord. So that's why he allowed. It's because of love and affection. So same thing. If you follow also, then he will be captured in our heart. He will guide us. He will instruct us what is to be done, what is not to be done, how it should be done, what he will like, what he doesn't like, everything. Just like father, mother will tell. If the child is submissive, receptive, definitely the father, mother will tell. So I like this. I want you to do this. I want you to take this job. I want you to buy this kind of car. This is better for you. So this is out of affection, out of love, because by the experience they will tell. Same thing Supreme Father is also telling. So because he knows what's happening every lifetime, how much we are going through suffering, how many times we sat on the hospital bed, how many times we have given up these bodies and in different species of life. He knows what struggle we forgot as we enter into the mother's womb, but at that time we remember. As soon as we come out, we forget. So that's why he has to remind us and tell us what is the problem. So through our Acharya is revealing us. Then how to come out of this weakness in the heart. Prabhupada is explaining the chapter, the same chapter, 1 to 5. First verse, so it has been explained that this material world is a perverted reflection of this material of the spiritual world. It's a reverse banyan tree. Roots are upward, the branches are downward. This material world is opposite. What is in the spiritual world is completely opposite. Where Lord is in the center, here we are in the center. There it is Sat, Chit, Ananda, full of eternality and knowledge, transcendental knowledge, no contamination and blissful. Here, Asat. Everything is, nothing is permanent here. It's not eternal. And all knowledge is also temporary knowledge. Material education you learn, but it's not permanent. It's not yielding actually right permanent results. And next birth again you have to start from ABCD. So and Nira Ananda, no bliss. But everybody is looking for bliss, happy, but it cannot be obtained so easily. So like that by endeavoring in the materialistic way, not following in the footsteps of the Lord, Sanatana Dharma Bhagavatam. So, so that's verse number 5. That is been explained in this using a banyan tree example, verse number 1 to 4. 5 is the crucial verse in this whole chapter, first verse. There is Prabhupada is writing. What is this weakness? The weakness is one cannot surrender. One has having this weakness. That is the main problem is the pride, false pride. Nirmana moha jatasanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivrutta kama द्वंद्वैर विमुक्त सुख दुख संज्ञे गच्छन्ति अमूढ़ा padam avyayam tat. Padam avyayam is that supreme position, supreme destination, spiritual world. Padam avyayam. Vyayam means one which get deteriorated. One is temporary. This material world get destroyed, or body gets destroyed. So, but spiritual world is not like that. Lord's body is transcendental. His body doesn't get destroyed. He's not forced to take any type of body. He willingly he wants to come and perform pastimes as Krishna is performing here as a butter thief. He's stealing our hearts. If you want, we have to be ready. If you have weakness and we are not ready, then Lord is not going to steal our heart. He's not going to sit on our hearts and indicate us what is to be done, what is not to be done. Just like a child doesn't want to follow, will father, mother will tell maybe 10, 15, 16 years. After that, so father, mother will not tell. Enough of this. He's not going to listen. Why to tell? Why to waste my time? So the same thing. Supreme Father also is there in the heart, but he is not going to indicate anything for us to us because we are not ready. We are not ready to follow. So we have our own ideas. So that's what the Prabhupada is telling. Nirmana moha. Moha means illusion, false pride. Jita sangha dosha. This faulty association. Jatasang Adhyatma Nitya Vinivrutta Kama. So this desire to enjoy. So Prabhupada is calling out specifically false pride. Because whoever has a false pride, he will never be able to surrender to the Supreme Lord. It is not possible. It is impossible task. Like Ravana, even till the last minute, he never want to listen. Even to his own master, Lord Shiva is telling, Baba, he is my master. I can't do anything. You better give Mother Sita. But he's not ready. This is what it is. This is the weakness of the heart. This false pride. Why should I give my way out? So I am the great here. So other person has to bend down to me. So that is the. This is what false pride means. Nirmana moha by out of illusion. Nirmana moha jatasang faulty association. We have to realize that. So we have to make sure that our association, whoever we associate, so it is proper. So it is not giving us, sending us in the wrong path, setting us the wrong path, which will bring us more difficulties. We're already having a difficulty, suffering. We're all going through after COVID. It's even more so. Everything is so expensive to maintain. To basic things also, it takes so long. We have to work so hard to maintain ourselves, basic necessities. So it's getting even more complicated. So that's why we can't let it derail our even currently where we are, because future will become bleak if we take wrong association. We do one step in against the shastra. Yes, shastra vidyam uchyatya vastate kamaka na siddhyam na vaapnota na labhate param. Even you will not get even material benefits. You can't even get enjoyment materially. You can't sustain your life even peacefully. You can't even properly get your own food to eat properly if you don't, if you violate so the shastra's injunction. So we have to make the right choice, whom we are going to intimately associate. uh, so that is very key. Jata Sangha Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kama Dvandair Vimukte. Dvanda means duality. Happiness, distress. So away from the Lord. Vimukte Sukha Dukkha Sangnai. So but once you start surrendering, taking shelter of Supreme Lord, what Lord says in Gita, okay, anyway you have to eat, anyway you put in front of me. So the fruit and vegetable, whatever you're going to cook, you in front of me. Definitely no onion, garlic, no meat, no eggs, nothing, none of those, because that's what Krishna described. So we just need to follow that. Whatever is describing, you follow that. Okay, we have weakness, that's fine, but now you have to realize it. Okay, I have weakness, we all have weakness. Now, what I'm supposed to do? I should engage myself, trying to follow at least one step at a time. Chant the holy name, read Bhagavad Gita, read Srimad Bhagavatam every day regularly here. That's why he's performing this particular pastime. So that is a key lesson from this particular pastime. If you want to be bound up by Krishna's love in our heart, you want to be blissful inside and outside, so then we should try to follow and remove this weakness. That means we should take shelter, like Yasodama is taken shelter, and Lord has reciprocated, and He will also reciprocate with us if we take one step. As father and mother in this world also, even though some contamination may be there, not perfect maybe, but they'll reciprocate as well with the children. So those who are obedient, more reciprocation you can expect. And you can understand from the Supreme Lord how much more you can expect. Uh, One who is following sincerely, He will be always there to guide. He will mold our life. He will change. He will adjust. He will arrange everything, whatever we need, without us asking. Provided we follow His instruction, we are taking His guidance, we are seeking His and His representatives' guidance, then naturally Lord will make everything. So arrangement, all the arrangement He will do. So as He did for everybody. So our Pandavas, Prahlad Maharaj, Narada Muni, so all these great devotees. So this is the process. This is the philosophy aspect. Now let us read the sweet pastime. So because without understanding philosophy, you will hear it and then go out and do the same thing every day, no change. Then our real purpose is lost. Okay, 10 more minutes. Just at the time in the kitchen, some boiling milk foamed up in the pot. Fearing it might spill over, Yashoda left her son and ran into the kitchen. I'll read it a little bit faster. That I know you're all hungry, so I want to end soon. This deeply pierced the core of Krishna's heart. Becoming angry, he picked up a rock and broke the butter pot. Churned butter flowed in all directions across the floor. In a fearful yet playful mood, Krishna ran through the butter and roamed from room to room, engaging in more mischief. Stealthily entering the milk storeroom, Krishna quickly ate small amounts of freshly churned butter from various pots. Please make sure you all offer nice, fresh makan, fresh butter, fresh, nicely made milk sweets. You offer every day to baby Krishna. He will eat it. He will come and steal it. From relishing his favorite food, he soon felt at home at temple. He soon felt satisfied and gave up his anger. Then Sri Hari, who is worshipped by all the demigods, isn't it naturally we also become? So we don't get food in time. More we'll become more hungry. Then imagine what will happen. So we'll become angry very quickly. So same thing here. Krishna is ready to eat, but nothing is there. Butter, milk sweets, yogurt, mystery, all those things, Mishti Dahi. Then the pastimes Krishna enjoyed at this time appeared to be classic performances on a dramatic stage. While standing on a grinding mortar in the courtyard and anxiously looking around for Mother Yashoda, Krishna fed fresh butter to all the assembled children. So that's a we should not take prasadam alone. First we feed mm, old members and children first, then we take. Always, whenever we eat, if somebody is there, this is how we have been taught from childhood. Don't eat alone. Always distribute. So Krishna also doing the same thing. All the assembled children and monkeys, the fortunate Yashoda, whose jewel-like son benedicts the entire creation, took the boiling milk of stove and returned to Krishna. The fame of attaining Krishna as her son enhanced the brilliant beauty of Yashoda's body. She wanted to embrace her son and console him, but not finding him there, she became morose. In a mood of lamentation, she frantically searched everywhere for Krishna. She found some broken pots emitting innumerable streams of yogurt. That's why the footmarks were there, because he's a naughty boy. What can you expect? Streams of yogurt that flowed across the floor, making it slippery and white in color. In Vrindavan, always this is how it is. They always how they play, not like with our things we play. There they play with yogurt, milk, butter. They throw on each other. This is they enjoy. So that's what we can see here. Making it slippery and white in color. Out of anger, Krishna had smashed many clay pots, which now lay strewn on the floor in hundreds of pieces. You have done milking, then you will know what I'm talking about. So cow will throw some milk at us when you try to milk the cow. Sometimes it will move. It will come on your eyes and you will enjoy it. So this is the beauty of nature, beauty of love and affection. In hundreds of pieces, Mother Yashoda thought, alas, what has happened? Why is this yogurt pot broken? At first, she could not understand, but upon seeing a small rock, she concluded that Krishna had perpetrated this naughty act. With a look of surprise, Mother Yashoda touched the tip of her nose with the index finger of her beautiful left hand and thought, how could my child show such impudence? So, this is what it is. I tried, so the Lord is teaching lessons, many lessons through this. I tried so patiently to train him properly, so how could he behave so horribly? Because he, not only, there's so many days she's been receiving complaints, so this is the biggest complaint. So now Lord Krishna started doing at his own home. So that she's worried. That means he's been doing. These are not lies. That means really Krishna is doing every day same mischievous. So I have to punish. That's what she realized. Although no impurities reside in her heart, Yashoda appeared to manifest a special form of motherly pride, showing false anger. She thought the glories of my son's transcendental pastimes are unlimited. So I hope you all been beaten by your mother and father, at least your mother. At least I have been. So hope you remember it. So that is the fun part actually. Even though maybe we might have tried it, but it's actually loving affection. His every action increases his own pride and pleasure, while simultaneously creating a festival for one and all. He derives boundless happiness by his constant pastimes of stealing. As soon as Krishna, who enchants the demigod with his beautiful body, the color of monsoon cloud, this is Meghas charm, saw Mother Yashoda coming out of the house, he jumped up in fear and ran away as fast as possible. Expertly understanding the human-like nature of her son, Yashoda chased after him, calling, "Stop running! Stop! Oh, you foremost cheater of the world! Stop running!" This is the usual affair. We all have done it. You want to run away, do these naughty things and run away, disappear from that place. And Krishna kept looking fearfully back over his shoulder while running away from Yashoda. Though Yashoda felt fatigued and mentally distressed, her body, arms, and legs looked very beautiful as she pursued her mischievous son. Full of pride and anger, Yashoda continued shouting to Krishna, "Stop, you thief and liar! How can you carry on like this? Where are you going? Just stop running and stand where you are." Krishna said, "I will stop if you drop your stick." After saying this, Krishna stopped running away, but kept a safe distance from his mother. Yashoda said, "If you are so afraid of being punished, then why did you break my yogurt pot today?" Krishna said, "I will never do it again." You all have done this. Uh, Now just drop the stick from your hand. Yashoda's mind turned into an abode of amazement as she tried to approach her son. But seeing her angry mood, Krishna quickly ran away again while speaking in a distressed tone. "Mother, please drop that big stick and do not punish me. Oh, sinless one, if you do this, I will come to you." After hearing Krishna's innocent appeal, Yashoda dropped the stick because she doesn't want Krishna to run away from home. That is the biggest catastrophe in her life. She can't have any day without seeing Krishna. She's so attached, deeply attached. Even Mother Rohini is not that attached. Krishna doesn't come. Many times Krishna is playing, but Yasodamai specifically has to go and call Krishna, and then Krishna will run, not come. So that is our deep attachment, deep pure love she has. Even Balram also, Krishna and Balram run behind Yasodamai. Seeing this, Krishna stopped running, absorbed in watching Krishna's transcendental pastimes. The immortal denizens of heaven felt totally amazed because they have seen the Supreme Lord, Lakshmi Narayan, Sitaram. How is this possible? Is this the same person? Is my Lord? Uh, how is he doing this? He's stealing. The whole world is coming from him. Why is he stealing here? From his own home, that too. One can easily understand how powerful demigod like Lord Brahma, who lives for trillions of years, became upset and bewildered upon seeing Krishna's pastime of showing fear before his mother, because all the contradictions exist in the Supreme Lord. Because if he doesn't do, then why are we doing here? Of course, it has perverted reflection. Because Lord has the anger, that's why we have anger too. Lord has cheating problem, that's why we have cheating propensity too. But because it is there, it's transcendental. Here, it's a perverted reflection. That is the only difference. They could not fathom how the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is feared by fear personified, ran away in fear of stick in his mother's hand. The fine hairs curling over Yashoda's face dripped with perspiration, and her house blouse moved from her heavy breathing. Her hair hung loose from the running, and her lotus face appeared exhausted. When she caught Krishna's hand, he said, "Mother, please do not beat me." While saying this, Krishna rubbed his tear filled lotus eyes with his delicate palms, which resembled the petals of a fresh lotus flower. Please don't do this here, okay? In the Western world. In India, it's okay even now, I think. But in the Western world, if you do that, so it's a problem, big problem. So don't do that. With a choked voice, Krishna slowly uttered some sweet, yet indistinct words that came out from his beautiful mouth like drops of nectar falling from the full moon. Indeed, it was a marvelous sight to see Krishna becoming overwhelmed in fear and crying helplessly. Yashoda thought, if I do not bind him immediately, he may run away into the deep forest. Yashoda then brought a grinding mortar and considered how to bind the one of boundless glories. Because he now is Ananda. How will you bind? If somebody is unlimited, how will you bind? You can't bind him. So she was bewildered in that way. Observing this, Krishna beamed an attractive smile. Yashoda uttered some maid servant. Oh Kurangavati, oh Lavangavati, fetch some smooth, raw, soft rope made of jute. The jute is there in everywhere. If you go in Bengal, you will see on the right side. So the attempt of Rajeshwari Yashoda to bind Krishna, going through Mayapur from Calcutta airport, you will see lots of them. Yashoda to bind Krishna, the ever well-wisher of the whole creation, immersed her in the ocean of joy. Soon, many opulently dressed elderly gopis, the embodiments of limitless motherly affection, came there along with several curious boys with clean, beautiful curly hair. Mother Yashoda tried many ropes. It's not in today like today's world. Today's world, if you talk about your own child, then others say, what are you talking about? My child did this, So talk. But here, this is not the case. Here, their center is Krishna. Their whole life, they all loved Krishna so much. All these gopis, brothers, so many elderly gopis. They are the whole Vrindavan, whole city loved Krishna like anything. So this is out of love and affection. If anybody has that love and affection, then they will like, they'll start, continue to listen what your child has done it. Mother Yashoda tied many ropes together, but they always measured 2 inches too short. This is endeavor and mercy. Surprisingly, no matter how many ropes she collected, they remained 2 inches too short. She said, "Alas, this small distance seems to have become as vast as Brahma's universe." The Supreme Lord enacted this pastime by his personal energy to display his unlimited power. This is Swa Shakti, as the internal energy, or Swarup Shakti, Antaranga Shakti. Different names are given, same thing, personal energy. Observing the wonderful incident, the elderly gopis tried to relieve Yashoda's anxiety by saying, "Oh Yashoda, you are the most blessed one in creation. A minute ago, you tied a small golden belt around Krishna's thin waist, but now you cannot bind him with all the ropes in your house. Despite the number of ropes you tie together, they always end up 2 inches too short. There is some strange cause behind this phenomenon. So you better stop trying to bind your son. It is not possible." So, as Krishna is mentioning in Srimad Bhagavatam, so famous verse, Grane Prayasa Utapasya Namanta Eva Sanmukaritam Bhavadiya Vartam Stane Stuti Gatam, doesn't matter which background, what family, which country, so how much sinful activity you have done, none of that matters. Whatever is past is past. Start today. What we are supposed to, Tanu Van Manovir, use your body, use your mind, use your senses in the service of Lord. That's all you have to do. Tanu Van Manovir, Jita Ajita. The Lord is Ajita, unconquered, you cannot conquer him. But as soon as you start using your body, mind, senses in the service of the Lord through Acharya Parampara, then what you will do? Jita, he will become conquered. So that's what is happening here as well. In great astonishment, Yashoda addressed the gopis, "Oh, Braj gopis, I have no more ropes. So please bring all the ropes stored in your houses." It was not out of fear that the gopis gave all the ropes to Yashoda, but they did so in order to see what's going to happen. They want to see what mystery is going to happen today. This past time has never happened. On Deepavali day, this is happening. Krishna's glorious transcendental character and really his blissful pastimes, feeling anger, Yashoda took all the additional ropes and tried again to bind her naughty son. While enjoying this scene, the doe-eyed housewives of Vrindavana laughed quietly while secretly tasting a special joy in their hearts. Good is happening. Very good. He should be punished. So he did every day with us. So he somehow or other not punished today. He's getting the result. So they're enjoying. All the blissful moods of spiritual love harmonized in Krishna's childhood pastimes. Though Krishna's hands were very delicate, his eyes soon pained from continually rubbing the tears falling from them. We'll sing in the Damodar Lila. These are all there. In a choked up voice, he spoke some richly sweet words that captivated the minds of all. Finally, Krishna cried in a gentle, honey sweet voice, empathizing with Krishna, close friends like Subal. Subal is the dearmost friend. He's called Priya Narma Saka. Not Saka, not Priya Saka, not Narma Saka, Priya Narma Saka, fourth grade. That means the highest. So he's the dearmost. He knows in and out of what's going on with Krishna's desire, what's going on with Krishna's life, every day, everything he knows. Subal. So he's the closest. Also wept along with their bosom friend. Yashoda's heart palpitated with her heavy breathing, her hair loosened, flowers fell to the ground. That is what we read today. Perspiring, tired, overwhelmed, and her labors frustrated, Yashoda sat down to rest and figure out how to tie up Krishna. A short time later, she tried again to bind her matchless son. The elderly gopis, having lost all desire to return to their homes, stood motionless while staring at Krishna with unblinking eyes. It didn't happen in half an hour. It took hours, 5 hours or 7 hours, more than a half day. This is happening, this pastime. You can imagine what is the scene there. Hmm. Now all the ropes in Vrindavan joined in a fruitless attempt to bind the master of the universe. It is impossible to tie up bliss, wisdom, power, consciousness. So how can anyone tie up Krishna who is made of nothing but bliss, wisdom, power, and consciousness? How could Yashoda bind one who has no inside or outside? He was limitless. Anadi, yesterday we were reading. Who has no beginning or end, who has infinite power, who is the totality of everything, who is completely full and beyond any contamination, who is within and outside everything. Viewing the situation, the all powerful Supreme Lord decided to bestow his mercy upon Yashoda. Same thing. If we take shelter, we try every day, patiently wait for that day will come. Krishna will show himself and he will give all his love and affection. He will arrange everything and we will be in a perfect position. We'll go back home very happily, nicely, so lead our life nicely, successfully, enjoying, and then when we leave also, we will be happily, successfully leave. So that will be the result. So even though Mother Yashoda eagerly desired to tie up Krishna, she met no success despite her total exhaustion. The endeavor of a devotee to bind the Lord can only be successful with the Lord's sanction. So all of Yashoda's work now bore fruit because Krishna, out of compassion for her, suddenly allowed himself to be bound. So that the Krishna has to see first. So are we ready to give up our weakness? Are we ready to follow his shelter? And his represented shelter. Then Krishna will allow himself. Extending his mercy, he saved his beloved mother from further anger and frustration. Yashoda asked the assembled cohort boys to watch Krishna to prevent him from untying himself and running away. Then Yashoda and the elderly gopis entered her private chambers. So, in this way, this pastime goes on. There is a further continuation. So, Krishna becomes so angry. He doesn't want to talk to his mother because of that. So then Nanda Baba comes. He jumps on Nanda Baba's shoulder and then he's talking and doing all the naughty stuff with Nanda Baba. And Yashodama is not eating all day. And then Nanda Baba has to tell, this is what is happening. You don't want your mother. So you know what's happening with your mother. Then Krishna realized, and then he suddenly ran to his mother. So this some of the stuff we might have done in our life as well as a child, so we can understand. But this has important lessons to it and lots of twists and things. How many of you enjoyed? Any of you liked it? We all like to let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Om Tat Sat. Okay.